Okay, I'm here again to look at some more of my comics, count some more comics. So which one should we go for? I've cleared out all the above shelves now, so let's start on this top shelf here. So I'm not sure if to do 2 piles or 3. Maybe I'll do these comics here. All of these. I'll do half the shelf and then do the other half next week. And yeah, let's see what I've got there. Okay, on top of the first pile we have some Green Lantern from 2010. Green Lantern Emerald Warriors. Some kind of Brightest Day crossover book. Emerald Warriors. I'm not sure how many there were. Peter J. Tomasi, Fernando Pasarin. I don't recognise the name Tomasi, but that's about it. You got is it a Blue Lantern? Is that Hope, the Blue Lanterns? Looks chap looks like Ganesha, the Hindu god. There's Sodam Yat. Mentioned him before. He ends up becoming Ion, doesn't he? He ends up taking on the Ion power. And this looks like Guy Gardner's Rage is coming out. Red Lanterns. This is maybe where the Red Lantern, can I say it? The Red Lanterns first emerge. Hate. I don't know, they represent hate, the Red Lanterns. Anger and rage. Hello, number 7's missing. I just hate when that happens. 5, 6, right, 7's missing. I think that's my comic shop at the time, obviously. Missed out one of my books. That's annoying. 8, 9, 10. When it comes to documenting these, I'm going to have to make sure I don't miss out on that. Look, talking about the Green Lantern movie, only in theatres. What a good movie that was. I won't hear anybody else say anything different. It was a bloody good movie. Now shut up about it being bad, because it wasn't. It was awesome. More Green Lantern related stuff. Right now, the trouble is, because these are on my shelves of the ones I was kind of reading at the time, the numbers are probably a bit out of order. I think the newest ones are at the top, and the oldest ones are way at the bottom. So that's 57, 58, 59, and 60. So I'm assuming I've got the rest of the ones in the pile still. 56, 55. The Weaponeer of Quord. That's the name of that planet, isn't it? Quord. In the Antimatter Universe or something. Sinestro versus Reina. Here we go, the Weaponeer of Quord. I think he made the original Sinestro power ring, didn't he? And there was a yellow power ring that was being used by Guy Gardner at the time. Is that what eventually became the Sinestro's power ring? Or was it Sinestro's power ring first and he stole it from him? And then they ended up making a whole load of them for the Sinestro core. Sinestro? I still can't decide if it's Sinestro or Sinestro. I think it's Sinestro. I'll go with Sinestro. Not that it matters, as long as you enjoy the books. You can call them what you like. You can call it Corpse if you like. I still call it Green Lantern Corpse in my head. Even though I know it's core. Some nice covers there. $39. Oh, the old Blackest Night and the Black Lantern Corps emerge of the dead. So we got a battle here. Is it Green Lantern, a Red Lantern, Indigo Lantern versus a Black Lantern, a Yellow Lantern and a Red Lantern. So rage, fear, just dead people. I don't know if that's what they represent. Just death, I suppose. Can't remember. Is Indigo hope? Or I thought blue was hope. Indigo's love, isn't it? I think Indigo is love. The Star Sapphires. Then you've got the rage of the Red Lanterns. And Green Lanterns are willpower, aren't they? And here we go. Now, Children of the Corps. Is it Children of the Corps or is it Children of the Corpse? Because it looks like a dead a dead lantern there, a black lantern. So maybe Children of the Corpse should have an E on the end in that particular reading. Yes, Red Lantern, Guy Gardner, very powerful covers. The effects of the Red Lantern does look quite nasty. It's like, do they vomit red fire or something? Sure, that's how it looks like. It looked totally crazy. It's like something out of a zombie movie. Nasty. Looks like an orange lantern there, but he's got a big chainsaw, so I'm assuming that is a Red Lantern. Ah, Black Ice. That's Ice from Justice League Europe, who Guy Gardner was in love with for quite a while. They had a relationship, didn't they? She died. Eventually got brought back to life properly, though. Actually, now saying that, I thought the whole thing is in the Gail Simone, I think it's Secret Six, when they rediscovered Ice, that she hadn't actually been dead. She'd been like in suspended animation or something. So should she have been amongst the Black Lantern Corps? I don't know. 38. This is what it costs. There's a lot of Green Lantern rings there. Prelude to Blackest Night. Is that the deaths? Is that each one of them represent the death of a lantern? A Green Lantern, should I say? Daxam fights back. Riot. Sinestro. You think his name was never really going to be anything but a villain, was it? It was kind of like, oh, his name's Sinestro, he's destined to be a villain, really. It's like being born and being called Evilo or Dodgio or something like that. You've got to be a villain, aren't you? You've got to be. Looks like Mongol there, channeling his, channeling a bit of Thanos. It's got, because they're fear rings, aren't they? I was thinking for a second it was an Infinity Gauntlet. But is that Atrocitus? I think is that one called, I believe. Yeah, makes sense, Mongol being a... And that one is nothing but fear. That one steals babies. Crib, its name is. Crib. Like a child's crib that a child will lie in and sleep at night. But yeah, no, not in this case. She incubates them. Well, what does she... I can't remember what she does with them. Why does she steal them? Yeah, not very good. Not very nice at all. Stuff to give you nightmares, definitely. Sins of the Star Sapphire. There we go, don't mess with the core. Looks like Mongol is doing exactly that, he's messing with the core. They're not going to like that. They literally just said don't do it, and there they are. Right, Eye of the Beholder, is that the Green Empress or whatever her name is? She's got like a green eye that gives her powers. And the dead shall speak. Some cool art, cool covers. Sins of the Star Sapphire. There we go. Don't forget to check out the blog, by the way. The link will be down below. Check out the blog where I do a little bit of write-up about the comic books that I show you. So if there's any interesting things to mention about them, they'll be in the blog. Ion versus Superman Prime. So many different stories, it's impossible to remember them all. The Sinestro Corps War epilogue. Beware Mongols might. A Lost Lantern No More. Alpha Lantern Lost. Oh, that's right, the Alpha Lanterns were another thing that came up, weren't they, at one point? Many rings to kill them all. Sounds like a bit of a take on the Lord of the Ring. And in the darkness behind them, Black Mercy. It's that plant that somehow psionically makes you believe that you're living through your dreams. Getting towards the low numbers now, 16. These are from 2007, 11 years ago now. Blimey, where does the time go? City versus Planet, Killer versus Warrior, Take No Prisoners. Sinestro, that's his daughter, isn't it? I can't remember what her name is, but his daughter joins the Green Lanterns. And there's some father-daughter shenanigans. Yeah. Not pretty. There's been a couple of murders. Kilowog. Big battle here. Not too sure who's fighting. It could be on the Sinestro's planet because they look like the same race as Sinestro. Sinestro? I still can't decide how I want to say it. I just stick to one and keep with it. Sinestro. You say tomato, I say tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. Right, 8. What's she doing to Guy Gardner? She's like a ring in his mouth. She looks like she's somehow. It looks like he's been enticed by her or mesmerised by her somehow. Eek. That doesn't look nice either. Look, that thing just crawled out of his ear. Look, his ear's bleeding and this thing is just crawling away. Ew, some kind of earworm. Not the right kind of earworm. Not like a cool tune that you really like. Not that kind of earworm. But a literal worm that climbs into your ear. Yuck. That's got to be a Khund there, isn't it? One of them warrior race that exist in the DC universe. There we go, getting towards the beginning now, 2006. Is that Dave Gibbons? Didn't he used to be an artist? Wasn't he an artist? Did he do the art as well as the story? Or let me just have a quick look. If I can see. Hello, guys having a good time there. With 3 Tigra lookalikes. I've had that kind of dream myself, I must say. And there's a Khund, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, written and penciled by Dave Gibbons. Yeah, Dave Gibbons is an awesome artist. Did a lot of 2000 AD back in the day, didn't he? Jolly good stuff. Did he do Watchmen as well? I think it was Gibbons did Watchmen, wasn't it? Yeah, if you've seen it in my previous videos, you'll know that I am not a person who is gifted with an amazing memory when it comes to names or basically anything really. I seem to do better remembering superheroes and like sometimes storylines than I do remember like real life people. And but yeah, there you go. And I think this next lot came before that Green Lantern Corps run. It was Green Lantern Corps Recharge. Johns, Gibbons, Jeff Johns, Dave Gibbons, Gleason. Yeah, I think these ended up turning into the new run of the Green Lantern Corps. I think this was after Hal Jordan came back to life again. She looks like she hunts Green Lanterns by the looks of it. And it looks like 2 Green Lanterns have been captured. There we go. Recharge. Is that when the team reforms again? Right, I got a bit wise and I flipped over the rest of the pile so I can do them hopefully from 1 to onwards rather than counting downwards. So here we got Jeff, what's it about? Green Lantern Rebirth. So that's when Hal Jordan came after being Spectre. So he's still got the Spectre mask on there. It's reborn. There he comes back as Green Lantern again. Ethan Van Sciver art. He's a good artist. Quite controversial now though with some of his views and some of his online activity apparently. I can't say I've looked into it too much, what he's actually been up to. But yeah, I don't think he's working for DC anymore anyway. Got to say, the old costume that Sinestro wore was quite bad. Wasn't a very good costume, that. There we are. Green Lanterns are reborn. This is the 4 Earth Green Lanterns plus Kilowog. I was going to go through all their names, but I can't. Oh, John Stewart, that's his name. I forgot for a minute what his name was. John Stewart, Hal Jordan, Kyle Rayner, and Guy Gardner. That's the fellas. That's the team. Alright, some lovely shiny covers here. Nice thick book. There we go. Green Lantern 1, 2005. That's when Hal finally soared through the skies again of Sector 2814. Righting wrongs, fighting injustice. Pow! There's a smack in the mouth for a Manhunter, who of course were the law of the universe from the Guardians' first attempt. Not too sure what's going on in that one. Has it just been dribbled out of a giant's mouth? I know that's Sinestro, isn't it? I believe that's supposed to be Sinestro. Sinestro, still can't decide. And he's fighting a shark man there. Who, it looks like his hand's been bitten. Ouch. Ouch. Is that his ring there? And I'm assuming part of his mushed up hand in the mouth of that shark has also taken his power battery. Eek, that's not good. Bring that a bit closer so you can make that out better. You can just see a ring there sticking to the teeth. Ouch. Surely that's not actually in the book. Because if it is, I think you may be in trouble. Black Plague. That must be the start of the Black Lantern storyline, I'm assuming. Mongol. First you had Green Lantern and Green Arrow teaming up. And then he's fighting Mongol, who of course he hates for destroying Coast City. And then Green Lantern and Batman. I've always had a bit of a... I don't think originally, but later on they was portrayed as having a bit of a dodgy relationship, wasn't they? Batman being too much of a hard ass and berating Green Lantern's skills. I think possibly a bit jealous of the amount of power that he's got in that ring. I'm not too sure. This was like a 1 year later. I remember the 1 year later story arcs where they kind of jumped into the future and you had to try and catch up with what happened in the 1 year interim period. It was an interesting idea. Looks like he's getting a beating there from some of his fellow Green Lanterns. Maybe this is the first time he encountered them after killing them all off as Parallax, maybe. And then it looks like we've got the cyborg Superman here, wearing a load of yellow lanterns or green lanterns rings. Not too sure. Whatever they are, they're not going to be good for whoever's facing him. There's that guy on Hal having a bit of a fisticuff. Has he got a bionic arm there? Not too sure what's going on in that one. She was a member of Justice Society of Justice League of Europe, wasn't she? Is it Crimson Fox? Is that her name? It was a pair of sisters, wasn't it? They were French. I believe one of them got killed in Starman comics, and then the other sister must have taken over the role. I believe that's probably what happened. Then we got Green Lanterns, Golden Age Green Lantern, of course, and then Silver Age Hal. I don't know who that guy is. Oh, that must be there's Jordan. That must be Hal. No, is that Hal Jordan? Because he looks a bit blonde there. Maybe it's his dad. Maybe it's. But then that looks like the guy that Abin Sur, who originally gave, whose ring originally passed on to Hal after he died. Love Stinks. I've got to say the Star Sapphire costume is quite alluring, I must say. Has it always looked like that? I'm sure it didn't look like that originally. There you go. That's an awesome picture there. And there they are, battling each other. I'm assuming that's still Carol Danvers, his on-off love. Why can the path of love never run truly in DC Comics? #21. The Sinestro Corps War Part 2. Part 4. So this probably crosses over with the Green Lantern Corps, or Tales of the Green Lantern Corps, whatever the official title of that other book is I looked at a second ago. Hello. That's a throwback to an old cover, isn't it? When Hal was losing his mind and stole all the Green Lantern rings in order to get power to try and resurrect Coast City. Alright, Blackest Day. I'm not too sure how the cover is represented inside, or it's just a cover to draw you in, and then it's not, that scene's probably not actually in the book at all. That used to be a popular thing back in the day, didn't it? They'd show you a really evocative and cover to draw you in, and then the picture on the cover would not be in the actual book itself. Super-sized finale to the Sinestro Corps War. Is that the Anti-Monitor there in the back? I believe he did become involved. And then we move on to the Alpha Lanterns. Who are the Alpha Lanterns? They were kind of like the SS, weren't they, of the Green Lantern Corps? I'm not too sure. They were a little. I think they're kind of like weren't they kind of robot versions of the Green Lanterns? But they were kind of like mixed with the Manhunters or something. So they became sort of extra and not quite as themselves, but more like a robotic version of themselves. I think that's what the story was kind of in the Alpha Lanterns. Here we are, Secret Origin. That must be Hal with Carol there. Back when he was working for Carol Danvers. Ferris, Carol Ferris. Carol Danvers is Miss Marvel, isn't it? Yeah, I believe so, yeah. Carol Ferris. Secret Origins Part 4. That was back in the day when I think Sinestro helped to train Hal, didn't he? They used to be good buddies back in the day, before Sinestro decided he wanted complete and total domination over criminals. Became rather draconian in his methods. That looks like a very cheesed off Guardian there. And then we have Rage of the Red Lanterns coming into play. Is Atrocitus the leader of the Red Lanterns? I can't remember now. Lyra. Yeah, firing out some fiery blood, vomit. Yeah, nasty. Never too sure what the other. I mean, you've got obviously the Green Lantern logo. It looks like a lantern. I'm not sure what the fear of it's supposed to represent. Is that their lantern? Is that a picture of the Yellow Lantern? Oh, this one's a Blackest Night free comic book day. Yeah, look, free comics. Woohoo! Don't get many of them. Here we have Larfleeze, Agent Orange, the sole wielder of an orange lantern, and an orange ring, of course. Said he has his little army of creations that he creates with his orange power ring of people that I think he's killed. He's supposed to be. So he kills people, turns them into creations inside his power ring. Yeah. Mine. It looks like, is that Hal? Has he taken over the Orange Lantern ring there? And here we have Prologue to Blackest Night. The black rings wielded by dead people. Or should that be undead people? Yeah, you see this artwork and it just makes you think, oh, I wish I could bloody draw. I wish I could bloody draw. Let's try and speed it up a little bit. I'm still on that first blinking pile of the 3. There's the blue lanterns coming in there. I think they're providing hope against the black lanterns. Parallax Rebirth. Say it isn't so. Don't let Hal become Parallax again. Is that Sinestro as a White Lantern? When the White Lanterns emerge to battle the Black Lanterns. Then we have the New Guardians. Looks like representatives of each of the different spectrum of the emotional power rings. Here comes the main man, Lobo. Fighting Atrocitus, I believe that is. I love the cat. I love the Rage Cat lantern. They're so cute, but evil at the same time. And you certainly wouldn't want to mess with it. The Madness of Hector Hammond. It's like a Golden Age or Silver Age villain, but you didn't really see him a great deal later on. The Predator. I didn't realise. I don't remember the Predator coming back again. The Predator was one of Carol Ferris's kind of like alter egos. Something to do with. She was like a. Something else to do with her powers, her Star Sapphire powers. I can't remember. They're not. What are they called? The race of the Star Sapphires. I can't remember now. They're not Quadians, are they? No. Are they something to do with Quad though? I can't remember. But yeah, but when Predator first emerged in a comic, he wasn't around for a long while. But it's such a cool costume. Doesn't look quite so cool there because he's got a bit of violet. It was all silver in the past with like lots of spikes, and he had an axe and a dagger, and it looked really cool. Shame he wasn't a superhero. There we go. Get us to the last little batch of these Green Lanterns. I don't know if it ended up after this and it became, I don't know, the New 52 or something, or Rebirth or something like that. But when I stopped collecting in 2013, mainly for money reasons, these are from 2010, 2011. So not too long after this I ended up stopped collecting. See, exclusive movie preview of the Green Lantern movie, which I reiterate because some people seem to be on a different opinion, is a bloody good movie, the Green Lantern movie, okay? And forget what people say, including people who happen to have starred in the Green Lantern movie, Ryan Reynolds. You know, to forget about what he's got to say because it's a blinky good movie. There we go, that's it, that's my opinion. I don't know why everyone's there has become fear lanterns. Is that how is a fear lantern? A yellow lantern? There's that crib. Definitely looks scary. That's pretty scary. That's definitely scary. Pretty scary. Quite scary. Yeah, they're all quite scary really. He's not so scary though. But there you go. Right, so that's the pile of the Green Lanterns. But next to it on the shelf, there was a few more books. 7 parts, Final Crisis. Some good covers. Not quite sure who Supergirl is fighting there. I can't remember what happened in Final Crisis, to be honest. There's so many crises, I get confused about which happened in each of them. But definitely some kind of crisis anyway, written by Morrison, and I've mentioned before, I can find a bit hit and miss with Morrison. Some of his stuff, especially superhero stuff, I find just too convoluted and it doesn't grab me. And then we got Justice League Rise and Fall Special. I don't remember that either. Seems to have crossed over with Green Arrow. Rise and Fall, the Fall of Green Arrow. So I'm not too sure what's happening here. Rise and Fall Special. I didn't really collect Green Arrow. Green Arrow is never a book I actually collected, I've got to say. Even though I remember liking him as a kid. He crossed over. I think he either crossed over or he was in the back of a Batman book in his own story. And I remember thinking, oh yeah, I really like him. But I never actually bothered collecting any as I grew up. But I suppose, yeah, that was when I was first aware of comics, I suppose. Right, we're on to the next pile of comics now that are on that shelf. They might start going in reverse order again. Yeah, it doesn't matter. It looks like it's the Batman Superman title. Can't remember what it was called. Is Superman Batman, is that what it was called? I think so, yeah. So I should have all of these. Mind you, this is the Secret Part 1, that's the last one I've got. What year is this? Is this when I finally stopped collecting? 2011, but I'm sure I was still collecting up to 2013. Oh, I don't know. I'll find out as I go along, eh? So, yeah. Batman, Superman, pretty cool run of books, these ones. Quite a long run of books as well, up to 85 by the looks of it. It's quite a few years, isn't it? There's an annual there. Reign of Doomsday, that's the 5th annual of Superman Batman. From, can I see the year? No, I can't spot the year on that cover. '80. Simple cover, that one. Not bad though. DC 1 million. The Return of Superman Batman from DC 1 million. Oh, right, it's not the DC 1, because they always do like little specials like that. They had a year zero at one point, then they had a zero issue, they had a 1 million years in the future issue, then all kind of stuff. They do tangents, they've done, and what's that one where they all mixed together? Marvel and DC characters mixed together. Inside this issue, a greater threat than anything on this cover. Wow, that's saying something. Okay, that looks like Damian Robin, doesn't it? Like he's throwing a pumpkin at Supergirl's head. Don't know what's happening here. It appears Batman is dead as Superman is holding him in his arms, and maybe that's Ghost Batman looking on. Our world's at war. It's another annual. The 4th annual. This looks like it's a future issue. He's got that future Batman, hasn't it? What was his name? Terry something or other. From the cartoons. Worship. Lois Lane, Sacrifice. Oh, I've gone out of the wrong order there. 74. Oh, then they're going backwards and forwards in all kinds of directions. Oh no, it's going the right order. And a supersized special number 75. Looks like they're teaming up with the Legion of Superheroes from the future there. Our world's at war. I can't remember the story. Who are they at war with? Does anyone remember? 69. 68. 67. Blackest Night. Is that Bizarro? Is that a Blackest Night Bizarro, is it? I don't think he was strictly speaking dead. Maybe he is dead. Maybe because he's a clone, isn't he? Maybe he's a clone of dead tissue that didn't quite take off. Batman looks like he's wearing his Superman fighting suit there. And this comic appears to have been slightly destroyed. Looks like Grodd's got hold of my comic and he's ripped it to pieces and put Grodd over the top of it. Naughty Grodd. Why did you do that for? Let's see if it... Yeah, it does. That's really cool. He's ripped off the front of the cover with the logo of Batman Superman, written Grodd over it instead, and it tallies on with the picture inside. I like that. A little bit of quirky fun. There's Zack's there, looking out of his cell window at Arkham. A rather timid-looking Supergirl and Robin. $60. 59. 58. 57. Hello, looks like Superman's gone to Kandor. He's rather shrunken down. 56. Superman looks like he's taken on Batman's role there with the dark costume. The 3rd annual. Yeah, that's what you call an amalgam. Amalgam, is it? I can't pronounce that. It's another one of the many words I can't pronounce very well. There we go. Oh, Batman's got Superman's powers there by the looks of it, isn't he? He's got beams coming out of his eyes. Looking pretty tough. He's taken Bane down. I reckon he's got super strength there as well, didn't you? Nice picture of they're not the dynamic duo. What is there not a name for the Batman, Superman. I know the Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, they're called Trinity, aren't they? At least they were in the books. They're not the romantic duo, because that's Batman and Robin. Surely there must be a... oh, is it Earth's Mightiest Mortals? Is that what they're called? I don't know. Okay, some strange goings on here. I smell the dabblings of a, I don't know, 6th dimensional imp or something at hand here. Doing some crazy shenanigans. Big 50th issue. Uh-oh. That looks like blinking Doomsday with kryptonite claws there. If so, they're in trouble. There's an interesting looking Superman there. Not sure what's going on in that picture. A future Superman? An alternate world Superman maybe? A new form of kryptonite. Or maybe he was wearing an anti-kryptonite suit in that picture we just looked at. And no, look, Aquaman attacks and he's got kryptonite as well. Yeah, dearie me. That's not good. There you go, 44. And the second annual here. Surely the second annual should be like just after the 24th, but maybe one of the years I never bothered with an annual. The man who stole Superman's powers. 43. Dr. Light's Titanic Terror. Darkseid victorious. Darkseid victorious. I'm still saying it as Darkseid, even though I've been told it's Darkseid. You can't stop what your brain remembers. That's the trouble. A lady with some guns. Interesting. Superman looks like he's under the control of Darkseid there. Darkseid smiling to himself. And is that Scarecrow and some kind of hellhounds? Looks like they've just feasted on Batman and Superman. $37. OMAC, Operation Metal Men Army Corps. Oh yes, the Metal Men. I think it's going to be OMAC, One Man Army Corps. I think that's what it stands for, doesn't it? Brainiac's back. There's the Metal Men again. Metal Men being evil, that's not something I expect to see. The Metal Men are normally jolly little metal creatures. Batman and Superman, looks like they're at odds again. Superman looks like he's being controlled somehow. He looks very peaky in that one. It's getting a bit dim, so I put the light on. Okay, that's like Ma and Pa Kent finding Superman as a baby, but he's not the same kind of alien. He's not a humanoid looking alien. It's like a monstrous looking alien. Here's the first annual. A reimaginary story. Okay, interesting. You've got Deathstroke. You've got Owlman, and then there's Ultraman, the Earth of bad people's Superman version. I'm not sure. Kilowog and Guy Gardner fighting Batman and Superman. All sorts going on in this collage. Giant monkey creatures firing green beams out of their eyes. Martian Manhunter. Some of them looks a bit like the Martian Manhunter, but I don't think he is. And possible cross company promotion of what's his face, Ghost Rider. Couple of bodacious badass babes. Excuse the casual sexism. Power Girl and Huntress. Oh, this must be where Superboy died, maybe. There's got a lot of people involved in this story. A lot of artists. The writer's artist, I'm not sure what, but yeah, obviously maybe a tribute to when Superboy died. Here we go. Here's a Batman Superman team up you've not seen before. Maybe a future version of them. Maybe that's Superman and Lois Lane's children. Batman and Catwoman's child, maybe. That wouldn't surprise me. Here we go. There's Batman becoming radiated with kryptonite there. Probably kill him if he was. Okay, is that Bizarro Batman and Bizarro? Introducing DC's mightiest new super team. There we go. A couple of Legion of Superheroes, future people there by the looks of it. Interesting stuff going on there. Has Batman gone back to save his parents? And what's Ra's al Ghul got to do with anything? And who is Superman holding? No, is that what's his face? The photographer guy. Oh dear, I can't remember his name now. Oh, I should know his name. Oh, I do know his name, but I can't think of it at the moment. But maybe it's not him. That's that last boy on the universe, isn't it? That guy there. Can't remember what his name is now either. That looks like Wonder Woman in an alternate costume. Pretenders to the throne. Which throne? Whose throne? And Batman, Superman looking mightily annoyed there, as you'd expect with any picture that's got Darkseid in it. It's not going to be good, is it? The Supergirl from Apokolips. Bet she's deadly. Deadly dangerous. Darkseid's there at the back. Up to no good. Yeah. They seem to be surrounded by a squad of Doomsdays, which means they are in big trouble. Look, up in the sky! It's got to be Superman and Supergirl, hasn't it? Cover's a bit messy there. Got some major creases there. How did that happen? Disgraceful. And a small tear. Michael Turner cover art. I think he was the guy who did that Fathom. I know I ever read it, but I just remember it for some reason. I remember correctly, I think he died. Poor chap, quite young as well. Sad. It always makes me laugh, Lex Luthor's super suit. Why has he never got anything covering his head? Surely it'd take for Batman or Superman to punch him in the jaw and he'd be out like a light. Unless he's got some kind of force field protecting his head. Superman posing with the Bat family. And there's a couple of the Super family there as well. He's got Superboy. Who's that? That's not Supergirl, is it? She's got an S-looking thing on her chest. There's Krypto the dog, of course. Mind you, I'm not too sure who this lady is here either. That looks like Skeets, Brewster Gold's robot, kind of. Okay, in the first one from this little package, number 4, Hawkman versus Batman and Captain Marvel Shazam versus Superman. Those will be a couple of good battles, I'm sure. And in this one, looks like Superman is wanted. Interesting picture. Batman is cradling Superman, but you can only see that from the blood coming from Superman. Is a reflection of that picture in Superman's blood, I imagine. And the first one, number 1 of this book, which went up to 85, I believe, in the end, from October 2003, Superman Batman number 1. There you go, 15 years ago now. God blimey, governor. Right, so that was that little pile of comics, but then next to that little pile of comics, there was like some lying on their side, which isn't really the best way to store them. When I get to put them back away, I won't do that again because it's going to lead to crinkled comics. We've got Strange Adventures, an 8-parter. Looks like it's dealing with Rann, the planet Rann, where Adam Strange spends some of his time. I know that guy. Can't remember his name. Is it Captain Saturn? Captain Comet. I think it's Captain Comet. Pretty sure it is. Someone is stealing our stars. Don't ask me what Bizarro's doing in this scenario. I don't remember this at all. Vaguely, maybe. Mayhem on Hardcore Station. Looks like they're fighting. Are they fighting Kunds? Some of them look like Kundians, but this one has got a different chin to the others. I'm not too sure. I know they're Quadian. I think they're Quadian. Maybe it's a mixture of Kunds and Quadians. I'm not too sure. Weird Core. Vaguely remember that character. Things get weirder. Strange Adventures. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's Captain Comet. I think this is quite a cool book actually. Comet versus Comet. Starling. Yeah, I think it was based on like a space station or something, and Captain Comet, I believe, was like the law on that space station. Yeah, the winner is Sinner. Interesting. I'll have to get a chance to read it again, maybe. Right, and the total change from the Batman, Superman, and all the Green Lantern books. Got a Vertigo title, rather foolish one. It's got Garth Ennis, definitely one of my favourite writers. Very interesting stuff. Quite out there. Not really superheroic though. Most of the time, they're normally either humorous or scandalous, or yeah. This is a bit of both, a bit humorous, bit rude and crude. Adventures of the Rifle Brigade, and one of my favourite artists of all time as well, Carlos Esquerra. Although he's not done the covers here. Covers are by Brian Boland, who is also one of my favourite artists. I can't. Yeah, they don't. Yeah, I suppose they are. I'm just more used to seeing his pictures in black and white. So to see him not in black and white is a bit different for me. But yeah, this is quite an interesting and foolish story, to be honest. It's well worth a read. It's quite funny. And it was obviously quite funny because they made another series, another 3-parter, Adventures in the Rifle Brigade, Operation Bollock. I've got a feeling it might have been after Hitler's missing testicle in this one. I can't really remember. But yeah, it's all very daft. Operation Bollock, Adventures in the Rifle Brigade. Yes. Oh dear. There you go. Bunch of crazy characters doing crazy stuff. Right, finally from that second pile, World's Finest, a 4-parter. Is that Red Robin there? I don't know that. I don't know who's that person in that picture. Could be Red Robin. It looks a bit like Red Robin to me. And there's a normal Robin, Tim, I believe, who becomes Red Robin, doesn't he? I don't know. Got a bit of Catwoman going on there. Supergirl. And in the last part, there's a giant Superman-Batman robot who seems to be fighting Superman. Yeah, interesting little four-parter. I'll have to check that out again. Alright, we're on to the last pile, and sort of the comics that were sort of sitting beside the last pile. Let's do the little ones that were sitting on the side first of all. We've got some more Final Crisis tie-in books. Legion of Free Worlds, 1 to 5. Is Final Crisis the one where Superboy Prime breaks out from his imprisonment kind of thing in a I don't know where he was imprisoned, to be honest. Some kind of nothing dimension. I can't remember. I think he did go into the future at one point, didn't he? Which would mean he may well face up to the Legion of Free Worlds. I'm not quite sure what Free Worlds they would have been, but definitely a few Legion of superhero characters here. Can't remember what their name is. I get the feeling it's like Shadow Hawk or something like that. Sparrow, something Hawk. I'm not sure. Sure name Dawnstar. Is her name Dawnstar? Maybe, I'm not too sure. And we've got Brainiac, of course. Not too sure which one this one is. The magnetic guy, Cosmic Boy, is it? And we've got Final Crisis again. Rogue's Revenge. Okay. Who are they getting their revenge against? Flash? I suppose it's the Flash that's always been their nemesis. So you'd think they were getting their revenge on him. There's a little three-parter. More Final Crisis. Superman Beyond 3D. Complete with 3D glasses, I believe. Doesn't look very 3D to me. Oh yeah, kind of, yeah, it is actually. Yeah, I suppose so, is it? Yeah, sort of. Might actually on the 3D pages. Are there different pages that 3D and some that aren't 3D? I can't really work it out. That has definitely got to be 3D in it. Let's have a quick look. Oh yeah, that stands out a bit. Anyway, you probably can't see that through here. No, you probably can't. Let's pop that back in there. So Superman Beyond 3D. Where's the other one gone? Oh, there it is. 3D 1 and 2. Even Superman's got 3D eyes with a green one and a red one. So you can see in 3D, I suppose. More Final Crisis Revelations. That's the new Spectre, isn't it? It's Crispus Allen, the detective partner of Renee Montoya. And he gets killed, obviously, and ends up becoming the Spectre after Hal Jordan relinquishes the role to become back to the land of the living again. And we've got Batwoman. And again, Revelations. Huntress. And here's the new question at the end there. Is Renee Montoya as the question? I think the original question, I think it's Vic Sage. I think he had a cancer in the end. But I'm wondering if all these characters are who are these characters in the new Rebirth or whatever? Are these characters still the same people, or is Jim Corrigan come back as Spectre? Seeing as I can't afford to buy any comics anymore, I'll probably never know. Okay, got some more, I think, Final Crisis tie-in stuff. DC Universe Last Will and Testament. Final Crisis Rage of the Red Lanterns. Those Red Lanterns are always raging. And then we have Final Crisis Resist. Mr. Terrific there. Submit. I like Mr. Terrific. I like the old Mr. Terrific as well. I like the fact that he's still got the same, what's it, Fair Play. He's got it on his costume, hasn't he? The same as the original Mr. Terrific from the old Justice Society of America. I got the first issue he appeared in, actually, because he first appeared in a Spectre comic, didn't he? I think he was on a point of committing suicide because he was devastated about the loss of his wife and all that. And Spectre convinces him that he could be a force for good, and actually tells him about the original Mr. Terrific. Says he was just a normal guy, and you know, he had problems and that, but he believed in fair play. And basically, he tells what's the name of the guy who plays? What's the alter ego, Mr. Terrific? I can't remember now. But he tells him about you know, how he went about things, and it inspires him to go about it himself, and he becomes the new Mr. Terrific. Right, so I've kind of flipped the last pile, so hopefully I'll be showing to you in order. So number 1, JLA Classified. Some new, it's Knight and Page, isn't it? They're called, aren't they? Them two. Where is the Justice League? Tomorrow's League Today. Looks like a robot Justice League there. That'll come in handy. Into the Fire. Looks like Batman may be about to get eaten. I think we have a Bruce Wayne kebab going on there. JLA Classified. I can't believe it's not the Justice League. The old Justice League Europe at one point, they were, weren't they? And also they were originally the Justice League, weren't they? For a while, back in the 80s, after Blue Beetle's book folded. Blue Beetle's got a very dark costume there. It's a very dark blue on his costume. I wonder, is this in the... I wonder, I'm going to have to have a look. I had a look, it was Guy Gardner. I should have figured that, really. JLA Classified. Giffen and DeMatteis. I think they're the ones who got the guys who did them way back in the day, didn't they? There's Blue Beetle, a very dark costume there. And they seem to be in a hell like fast food joint. The McDonald's in hell or something, working the counter. I suppose that would be quite a nasty job. Oh yeah, Mary Marvel becomes evil. Hot but evil. Oh dear. It's all been for Gnault. That's Gnault, I suppose it's pronounced Gnault. It's like Gnault, the jokey Green Lantern, has been turned into a giant train-eating beast. And I'm assuming it's back to being sensible. I think this is JLA Classified with like different stories from different eras of the Justice League. I think that's what it was, looking at it, because it didn't start off with the Giffen ones, did it? This is definitely a more adult take, would you call it? Serious take on Justice League. I don't know, escaping from hell still, so maybe I don't think it's carrying over. What is the Hypothetical Woman? A new epic begins here. Gail Simone. There's like different creative teams having a little, you know, just basically doing a little bit of a story. So I'm assuming each story has a different creative team come in. Probably well worth going back and reading these again, I should think. Although none of the stories are jumping out on me, but these are 12 years old now, these books. Some of these, they were going every 2 weeks as well by the looks of it. You've got early June, late June. Oh, the hypotheticals are here. That guy looks rather well armed. A game of chance. So this is another era. Was that when they were in Detroit? I think that was, yeah, Detroit. It says there Detroit League. An all-new epic begins here, featuring the world-famous Detroit League. I think that's what everybody went after the JLA moon base, wasn't it? I think they went back down to Earth again with a Justice League that Martian Manhunter headed up, and I think they ended up in a bit of a disaster. I think Vibe got killed. That's Commander Steel, Vixen, and Gypsy. One of my favourite teams of villains, the Royal Flush Gang. Daft as brushes, but it's good fun, the Royal Flush Gang. Oh yeah, Aquaman was one of them for a while, wasn't he, that team? And then that's the change of that story, and a new epic begins here. Howard Chaykin is that writer. Fast and Furious. Shock and Awe. Wonder Woman and Hal Jordan having a bit of a dust up by the looks of it. That's an interesting image. I think they've been naughty, they've all been sent to prison. Looking a bit sheepish. The end of history. And then it's another all new epic beginning here. The fourth parallel point of origin. Super special extra sized issue. Get a feeling this was a time, it was either messing around with dreams or messing around with time, this story. Regicide. Introducing Kid Amazo. Yet another all new epic begins here. Kid Amazo, like father, like son. So Amazo is an android, isn't he? Was he created by T.O. Morrow? Or Professor Ivo? I can't remember which one created him. But yeah, Amazo's got all the powers of the Justice League, hasn't he? He's a bit like the Super Skrull with all the powers of Fantastic Four. Martian Madness. Back in the day, the Manhunter first meets the League. And it looks like he's got a Starro on his head. That's never good news. Mars attacks. Martian Manhunt back in the day versus the JLA. It'd be a match for most of them, old Martian Manhunter. Because he is a tough cookie, old John Jones. Having a bit of a meditation there. Are these Quadians? I think Quadians. Oh gee, they've got a little miniature atom there as well. Yeah, I think these are the weaponeers of Quad. Quad. We've already mentioned how I can't pronounce things properly. Well, I can pronounce things properly. I just like to have a choice of different pronunciations to use in different occasions, you know. So one day I might say quad, another day I might say quad. Yeah. Another all-new epic begins here. First contact with who? Wonder Woman. Doing what Wonder Woman does best. Kicking butts. And that's the last one. 54 issues of this JLA Classified, which is a run of like news stories from the past of the JLA kind of thing. Good little concept, that, actually. We'll have to read those again at some point. Right, and I believe next we have the last comics series run off of this shelf in this video from September 06 onwards. Justice League of America. Who's in? We have the Trinity choosing the lineup, by the looks of it, in the 0 issue of Justice League of America by Brad Meltzer, and an all-star cast of artists. There we go. Here's some of the candidates to join in. You don't need me to name them, I don't suppose, though I'm pretty sure I could name them if I needed to. This lady here could be a bit of a confusing one. She might be Firehawk, who was like a comrade of Firestorm at one point, had very similar powers to him. Always liked Red Tornado. Always thought he was cool. Anyway. Meltzer cleverly draws upon 40 years of DC history to both reconstruct the JLA and richly deconstruct its cornerstone, Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman Axis. Grade A, Entertainment Weekly. So yeah, this book obviously was doing rather well. It was only on the 2nd issue when it got that. And here we go, Tornado Outbreak. I like the old 70s Tornado, how he was drawn. I just think he looked really cool with his red costume. Here we go with Starro. He's an annoying, mean old alien monster, isn't he? Now, this is an updated Solomon Grundy. I think every time he dies and is reborn, he changes slightly, doesn't he? Looks like this is an intelligent version of Solomon Grundy. Reminded me a little bit of Java, actually. He was like a Neanderthal, a Javanese caveman kind of thing. Works for Simon Stagg. He's like a bull of a man dressed in a suit, looking quite a lot like it, or Mr. Fix-It Hulk kind of look. Oh dear, is that meant to be Red Tornado? Looking a bit different. Looks a bit like, oh, I see. Looks a bit like a Mazo, aren't they? Aren't a Mazo and Red Tornado made by the same supervillain? So maybe that's a mashup of them or something. Is it Tio Moro or is it Professor Ivar? I can never remember. They're both they both exist in the DC universe, but I can't remember which one did what. There we go. Well, that one on the right there, pretty sure he's from the Legion of Superheroes. Isn't it like that Karate Kid, I think his name is? And then we've got Fair Play from Mr. Terrific. John Holt, I think his name is. No, can't be. John Holt? John Holt's an old reggae singer. I don't know, it just rings a bell though. I think that's Dawnstar, as I said before, Arsenal. Or is he called Red Arrow here? He's got an R on his belt, so it must be Red Arrow. Hawkman, of course. And then we got some ladies. Power Girl, Black Canary, and the lady on the left, I'm not too sure, but seeing as we had Karate Kid earlier on, and Dawnstar in that one, I'm assuming she's from the future. She must be a Legion of Superheroes, so I'm thinking maybe Dream Girl. Or Phantom, wasn't there one called Phantom? I can't remember now. She had like non-corporalness powers, but it could be her. Buried Alive. Is that Vixen? Yeah, Vixen and Red Arrow. There's Vixen there. Looking pretty cool. Got a review up of the Vixen cartoon if anyone's interested. I thought the Vixen cartoon was pretty cool. This looks like the bad guys. Definitely lots of bad guys there. Could I name all them? No, not all of them. But a fair old number. I'm not too sure who that is there. I think he's a fairly recent creature. Mongol. Look, can't really tell who that is from the distance. Black Manta. Granny Goodness. Dr. Sivana, is that? I think that's a quite recent Green Lantern villain. Amazo, yeah. Wedding special! Who's getting married in this one then? Wonder Girl's in the picture. Wonder Woman, sorry. Black Canary, is that where she marries Green Arrow maybe? Did they ever get married? At the mercy of the Injustice League. No, they all look quite happy. Even Lex, but not Grodd. Grodd's all business. Grodd's just like getting off on his meanness. For some reason, Dr. Light looks almost kind of like, ooh, don't like this much. Not too sure. Right. Justice League of America versus Injustice League of America. A Brief Tangent, the old Tangent comics, where it was like the same names, but you like created whole new heroes using the same names. I think that's the Green Lantern. I couldn't tell you who any of the others are though. I feel like I should know who she is from the emblem. Something like Flare or something like that. But it was, I think she could be called Flash. She might be called Flash. I'm sure that's what the idea was. It was the same superhero names, but with whole new powers imagined for them. Can't think of any of the others could be. Black Lightning. Wow. It's got some electricity going on there. Justice League of America versus Suicide Squad. And there's the Shaggy Man who's had a shave. An all over body shave. Now is Black Lightning with the Justice League, because I think he was in the Suicide Squad for a little while, Black Lightning, but he appears to be fighting, is it Baron Vertigo or something like that, or he's just called Vertigo, I'm not too sure. Justice League of America lost. The JLA drones of the Queen Bee. I don't know who any of those baddies are. What's this out? I can't. Interesting looking team. Villains. Red Tornado's Revenge. Super Amazo. Puppets of Anansi. Anansi the spider, is that? Like a folklore, isn't it, Anansi? African folklore, I believe. There you go. Double-sized issue 25. The world's greatest superheroes. This one is not an Elseworlds, it says. Not an Elseworlds. I wonder what it is then. Is that a Black Lightning there? And a grown-up Impulse. Vixen looks normal. Batman looks strange, obviously, with guns. Is that supposed to be Green Arrow with like a strange amulet? I'm not too sure. Interesting anyway. Sighted. Oh, Milestone. I didn't get that many Milestone comics, but Milestone was like I think it was a DC imprint with a whole new invented world. I think it was called Dakota. And it had lots of black superheroes in it, like, I can't remember his name now. Oh, so I didn't get that many of them, but I did read them when they crossed over to normal DCs. Static was the most memorable one. I think there was one called Hardware. It was kind of like an Iron Man kind of thing. Didn't they have a group called like Blood Pack or something like that. No, Blood Pack's a completely different thing. But I'm sure they had like a team as well. But yeah, I can't remember them now. Well, it's not called Monarch. No, he's not Monarch. Monarch was a villain, wasn't he? I can't remember his name. Anyway. When Worlds Collide. Oh yeah, here we go. Just a couple more of the Milestone, what are they called? Milestone Comics? I think that's Hardware. His name's probably going to jump in my head at some point. The other people in that picture, I don't know. Not from this side, I don't know. I wonder if they're new characters. Starbreaker. Faces of Evil. Shadow Thief. Interesting picture. They were walking away. Twilight of Dr. Light. The superhero Dr. Light, not the villainous Dr. Light. Starbreaker versus Dharma for everything. Here we go again. It's the Royal Flush Gang. Always enjoy the Royal Flush Gang. I think I've got these in wrong order again now. I'm not too sure what's going on with these. Am I going upwards or downwards here? I'm losing track of where I should be with the comics. Oh, I think I know what it is. Let me just check this. 36. 37. That's the new Firestorm, isn't it? Jason Rush is his name? I can't remember now. Blackest Night. It's like Black Hand versus Dr. Light there. Is her name Kimiko? Something like that. Kimiko, I think her name might be. Japanese superhero. And there's a couple of a couple of dead JLAs from the past. So that must be Vibe. That's got to be Commander Steel, I'm assuming. And that's got to be Zatanna's father, Zatara, I believe. And a giant ape, because you've got to have a giant ape every now and again in a DC comic. Otherwise, he wouldn't be DC. Okay. Don't know who they're fighting here. Oh, are these new gods? That could be Orion. He's got his light in the device. It looks like Orion's sort of flying platform. I wonder. Looks a bit like Big Barda and maybe and Mr. Miracle, but wearing different costumes. Rise and Fall again. Brightest Day. They must run out of blinking names for these events that they have come up all the time. They've got how many years comics have been going for. They must be getting towards must get to the point where I say, what should we call our next massive crossover event? And they're going through like, oh, how about Brightest Day? No, I've had that one. Oh, how about Blackest Night? No, I've had that one. How about, I don't know, there must be, there's probably loads more they can do, but it just seems to me they've had so many different event names over the years. I suppose they'll just have to start repeating them, won't they? Guest starring Justice Society of America, this one. And then this one, versus the new Teen Titans. Okay, it gets a bit confusing now, because I haven't done all of the Justice League of America. I've got to... Where did I get to? Was I counting up or was I counting down? I was counting up. I can't remember if I was counting up or down now. So that seems to be all the Justice League of America anyway. Let's have a quick look at that last one. It was number 49, November 2010. Was that the last one of that run or something? I'm not too sure. Let's have a look. To be continued in Knight and Squire 1. Now that's a little story at the end there. Must be a end. It just says end at the end of that story. So maybe that was the end of that run of Justice League of America. Right, but then, oh no, there's a few more. I'm getting it now. I understand it's because you got, I don't know what I was thinking of there. Justice League of America 50. There we go. So it is still running. I thought I got to the end of the run. Justice League of America 50. Number 51. Number 52. Dark Supergirl. Amiga Part 3. Oh, it must be something to do with, oh, what's his face, mustn't it? Darkseid. This comic seems very thin compared to the other ones in this lot. It just seems very thin. Maybe if they changed the paper stock or something. Justice League of America 53. Is that Congarilla then? I'm not too sure. And Jesse Quick? Rise of Eclipso. Everyone's been eclipsed. And he's taken out Spectre. He's one of his enemies. I think Eclipso was, I think it was retconned, but Eclipso was kind of like an earlier version of Spectre, I think, in the Spectre run of comics. I think it was decided that, yeah, Eclipso was like an earlier god of vengeance or something. Reign of Doomsday. And then back to the Rise of Eclipso again. Shade. Is that Starman there? The alien Starman? Not too sure. Rise of Eclipso. Obsidian returns. And number 58. The Rise of Eclipso. Donna Troy's last stand. Did she die? I think she does die actually. I can't remember now. So long ago. Did she get killed by a Superman robot or something at one point? Oh, I don't remember. And that's definitely the last one then. That's the last one of the Justice League of America that I have. This is from, what year is it? 2011. Now, is it the end of this comic? Because I'm sure I carried on for another couple of years. Oh, it says to be concluded. Oh, yeah, no, she gets killed by Eclipso by the looks of it. Yeah, nasty. Now, who's next? To be concluded. I haven't got the conclusion. Maybe it's in an Eclipso standalone book or something like that. I'm not too sure. Right, then the last thing I have, Justice League of America one shot, 80-page giant, 2011. Does that follow on? I've got it about June 2011. This book here is August 2011. So this come before this one then. So they surely can't be going to hell to get Donna Troy back in this one, can they? Oh, I don't know. There's trouble with sometimes with comics. There's so many books and so many crossovers, and yeah, it's hard to really keep a track of it all. But anyway, that is the whole of those 3 piles of comics. It's taken me quite a long time to get through this. Hopefully you've had interested looking at those comics. But anyway, I'll be back next week to show you some more of my comics. Cheers for having a look.